HITC Sport. Alright, Euro 2021 is here.
Hooray!
Not sure why everyone still seems to be calling it Euro 2020. I'm sorry, check your calendars. With all these new age words in the 21st century, does that mean that these people are dead naming this tournament?
Stop calling it Euro 2020!
Anyway, what this means is that players can finally wear the kits that were released in the winter of 2019. Kits that have been gathering dust in the attic at Adidas, Nike and Puma. You know what? I'm very rarely impressed by any of the garbage clothing produced for these tournaments. Kits with the minimalist of changes, with usually zero creative input, and yet used to drag 80 pounds out of every gullible football fan across the globe. Literally capitalizing on blind patriotism to make a quick buck. So go on then, let's take a look at every Euro 2021 team's home kit for this month's tournament. Oh, can't wait to see Ireland's one. Oh, that's right. Thanks, Slovakia. Right, let's go. Turkey F. Alright, so here's the Turkish kit. And the thing, the people who designed this were actually paid money. Yes, actual money to create something that looks like a chunk of toilet paper after you just discovered blood in your stool. Look at this, it's literally one splash of red coating across the chest. But other than that, it's just a plain white kit with a tick in the middle. When you want to pay for a football kit, you want to see something that's a little bit creative. With this, you can just imagine that the shirt designers probably spent their afternoon eating cheese puffs and playing Minecraft in their mother's basement before knocking up a cheap design 20 minutes before bed. Honestly, the absolute zero effort that's gone into this one. I feel bad for the Turkish players because honestly, seeing their country unveil this, it's like preparing for your first day at a new school, only to realize your mother has just knitted your school uniform from the skin off your cat's back. Italy B. Alright, so right now everyone seems to think that the Italian kit is great, right? Oh, by the way lads, for anyone new here, or those just not subscribed to the channel, try and hit 500,000 subscribers as soon as possible if you want to slap that big fat red button and see loads more Euros content this month, then go and slap it and be an utter legend. Right, that's the end of that. Let's get back to the video. Everyone is obsessed with it. It's alright, nothing special. Weird mosaic designs on the front, a black v-neck and collar. Yes, Leonardo Bonucci is posing like the head of a mafia family, but it's alright, nothing more than a B. Wales D. I'm sorry, but this kit utterly bores me to tears. It's just a plain red kit with a v-neck with some yellow stripes beside the neck, as if you've randomly decided to wipe a soggy chunk of toast across the shoulders. What else do you want me to say about this? It's a plain red kit. I'm not saying that's a fashion crime against humanity or anything, but I am saying that it excites me the same way a trip to the dentist might excite you. Also, what is the marketing all about?
Oh, everyone just pretend that Ethan Ampadu has cracked a great joke. Oh, look at us, all Welsh friends just having a laugh.
Right, so it's like they're trying to make them the Welsh version of Friends. Makes me sick in my mouth. So yeah, unlucky Wales take a big fat great D. Switzerland D. Listen, this Switzerland kit almost had it right, and then decided to scribble random lines across the front. It's a bit confusing. This clearly wasn't intended, but the artwork looks like the footballer is about to be mauled to death by a vicious puma, with the first aid crew already waiting on standby with an ambulance. Chuck in the fact that it looks like it's got air holes punctured into the top of the sleeves. Why? Because it allows the shoulders to breathe? And yeah, it's got random barcodes across the front. It's a pretty dull as dishwater D. Denmark B. Standard Denmark shirt. Honestly, it's pretty much the same thing they've always worn. Yeah, white sleeves, red things on the shoulder, a nice shade of red on the front. I'll give this one a solid B. Although while modeling this, Christian Eriksen looks like he's staring into your soul like that priest who's reconsidering his celibacy. Whilst Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, did he think he just wandered under the set of Zoolander? Finland A. This reminds me of Iceland's kit at Euro 2016. It stands out. Like, this isn't one of those bang average designs that will just blend into the background. It's not gonna be one of those designs that will threaten to put you to sleep. No. Looking at this, you know already it's a Finland kit. The classy white shirt, chuck in a black cross that transitions into blue. The only thing I'd say is the fact that you've got Suomi written on the badge. I can't be the only one who associates that word with when you've just trapped yourself into watching a DVD of Toy Story 3, watching Buzz Lightyear speak Finnish for an hour and a half. Christ, that was a long afternoon. Almost felt like smashing my face into the television. But yes, brilliant kit, a big fat A. Belgium F. It's a shame. You'd really love to see Belgium's crop of unbelievably talented footballers paired with a really classy football kit. A bit like Brazil at World Cups. But this looks like you just got a ready-made piece of cloth and allowed the dog to wipe its arse across the front. Either that, or it looks like something that your slow classmate might have come up with in art class. You know, the fella who thinks lunch consists of biting the erasers off pencils and chewing the hair off his sister's Bratz dolls. You know, the student who uses his own socks as toilet paper, licks the inside of post boxes and can't locate Scotland on a map. Alright, that was me, what of it? Apparently there is a point to this. It wasn't just some drunken senior executive at Adidas deciding to let his prematurely born toddler take over creative control with his crayons and a jar of paint. No. Apparently, this brushstroke graphic on the front is supposed to form a capital B. At the risk of sounding like an agoraphobic comic book nerd with a chronic fear of wasps, can anyone please tell me where the goddamn B is? Honestly, is this mythical B something only dogs can see? Do you need 3D glasses to appreciate this shirt? Is it apparently lodged in our mind's eye? And the awkward photo releases. Michi Batshuayi, I'm sorry, but what about this pose makes anyone want to buy the shirt? Here's Thomas Mounier, looking like he's settling down to win the war against constipation, whilst Adan Januzaj is just wearing the facial expression of Patrick Bateman, looking to strangle the cameraman in a hug so creepy and unwanted, you'd swear it was orchestrated by the local parish priest. Russia B. Yeah, I like this kit. It's a very decent velvety red gloss, with a map of what I can only assume is the Russian mountains on the front. You know what? It's a classy fit. Not as good as their World Cup jersey from 3 years ago, but not bad. And because I don't want Vladimir Putin to have me murdered at dawn, I'm gonna give this one a solid B. Netherlands A. You know what? I actually like this one. I mean, don't get me wrong, the photo unveiling is very weird. Why have you just stuffed Virgil van Dijk into a huddle of children? He looks like that middle-aged fella who used to hang around the estate trading Pokemon cards for favors in his shed. Listen, Holland is one of those kits where you need to take a less is more approach. Similar to Barcelona, who I'm sorry, I could get on board with finally ruining your historic shirt with an ugly sponsor when it was UNICEF. You know, when you were offering clean running water to school kids in Uganda. Sure, then I could make my peace with it, but the fact you now have Rakuten TV on Messi's chest kind of shows you've betrayed your traditions and jumped into bed with Satan himself. Anyway, listen, this is a nice looking Netherlands kit, simplistic black v-neck, a sort of mosaic design on the front. I'm gonna give this a classy A. Ukraine E. What do you want me to say about this? It's a yellow jersey that just looks like it's been infected with a bout of leprosy. Look closely and you'll see that it looks like the worst case of acne is invading this cloth. Did the people who designed this actually think those molecular patterns actually look good? Were they also drinking paint that afternoon? It looks like if you left a sandwich in your school bag for 6 weeks. That's the sort of mold that would grow on the front. Austria B. Look closely and it looks like this Austrian kit has just been infected with a dose of the chicken pox. What is it with all these tiny white blood cells decorating the front of the kit? In a year where we're slowly recovering from a global pandemic, why do you want to make every one of your players look like they just inherited the bubonic plague? Other than those worrying white dots, it actually looks decent enough. Decent shade of red, nice white sleeves, I'll give it a C. North Macedonia F. I'm sorry, whose blind mother designed this? You can tell North Macedonia are out of practice with attending these sort of tournaments. You know, I bet like the first time Lewis Capaldi got invited to the Grammys. Wouldn't be surprised if he turned up wearing a hoodie and piss-soaked sandals. Honestly, this design, it looks like the son of the Teletubbies. England B. It's fine. I'm not gonna completely rinse this as being a horrible kit, because it's not. It's okay. It's white, it's got the badge and a blue neckline. I mean, clearly the kit designers didn't burst any blood vessels in their brain trying to create this concept. But yeah, it's okay. Croatia A. Croatia never do bad kits, do they? That typical red and white chessboard, again, they've pretty much nailed it here. Always one of the most distinctive shirts in world football. It's got a big fat round collar this time. Yeah, what can you say? Brilliant as always. I'll give it an A. Scotland C. Yep, Scotland are back in a major tournament and this is how they celebrate. By making you look like you're staring headfirst into a blue lava lamp. I'm sorry, adding these wavy lines. I'm half convinced I'm suffering an epileptic fit. Honestly, looking at this, you'd be tricked into thinking you're having some sort of stroke. Those wavy lines, they look like an ECG monitor. So nice one, Scotland. At the Euros this summer, you're probably gonna make everyone remember when the last time their granny was hooked up to a hospital drip. Listen, I like the red and white sleeves and the overall look, but it's a bit too jazzy. I'll give it a C. Czech Republic D. I'd love to have seen the business meeting between the suits in Prague discussing how best to design the Czech Republic kit. And I'd also love to know whose idea it was to draw Mufasa on the front. Honestly, the shirt looks like he's trying to have a conversation with Simba from the clouds. So looking at this, we got a lion's face on the badge, a massive lion's face on the front, and a jumping puma on the left. There's more wildcat features on this shirt than an episode of Tiger King. Honestly, this looks like a type of cheap knockoff merch that will probably be peddled by Joe Exotic upon release. Does this really represent the entire country of Czech Republic? Lads, I'll give this a D, and that's being ridiculously generous. Spain E. Is this a new kit? It looks the exact same as every other Spanish kit, or at least that's what you think before you look at it up close. I mean, look at the front of the kit. It looks like a dirty church window. And the material, it looks like the same sort of fabric you'd see in a bathroom rug. Honestly, even if Spain do win this tournament this summer, do they really want their champions to be immortalized forever, wearing shirts that look like red picnic blankets? Let's not forget the collar looks more out of place than thugged out in a nightclub. Good Christ. I'll give this one a big fat E. Sweden B. Typical Sweden kit, bright yellow. It's got the flag on the sleeves. I mean, what more do you want me to say about about this kit. Clearly just your typical Swedish shirt. I'll give it a B. Poland C. Okay, if you erase the country's badge, this would honestly look like something you would have worn to a teenage disco age 13. I mean, not me. I would have been too busy spending my Friday nights eating dead skin off my feet. But, you know, others, sure. Lads, clearly not too much went into this painfully plain design. Just a boring C for me. Slovakia C. Apologies to Slovakia, but for the next 3 weeks, I can't be impartial about your country. I know I'm already blinded by rage and bias, having seen my Irish team deny the chance of a Euro spot because you beat us on penalties. I'm still utterly teeming with rage and injustice, so I'm probably being subconsciously influenced by that traumatic night. When I tell you that your home kit looks like an old pajama top, you might find it in a bin bag outside Oxfam. The random blue rims down the sides, it makes the player look like they're leaking Smurf blood from their armpits, so I'll give this a bang average. Oh, actually, hang on a sec. No, wait, that was the away kit. Okay, the home kit then. Right, this is the home kit. Okay, there's a bit of effort gone in here. Interesting blue patterns. Alright, I'll bump you up to a C. Hungary C. This one looks like the colors just faded in the wash. Give it a C. Germany B. Alright, Germany are just slapping a few stripes on the front of a white shirt. I mean, the handcuffs are a nice touch. Yeah, okay, I'll give it a B. France A. But you know what? This is a beautiful kit. The light blue stripes, the dark blue stripes, the big red one in the middle. For our France kit, it's weird, yes, but I think this is fire. I mean, isn't that the cool word to use these days? Am I sort of touch? Portugal F. I'm sorry to the Portuguese, but it's utterly rotten. Just a boring maroon coloured shirt. It looks like something you wear to PE class in primary school. This is getting a big fat F. And with that said, let me know in the comments, what do you think? What jerseys do you like in this list? What ones do you think look like utter rotten dog food? Let me know in the comment section below if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.